Okay, we're back out here. We got all of our parts in from from Parts Tree. So we're going to start putting this thing back together. All right, I gotta pull these apart and just start putting everything together. All right, I hope y'all have watched the teardown video and stay with me on this putting it back together, rebuilding it. But it hopefully it goes back together pretty easy. Came apart pretty easy. Got it all cleaned out. Got all the little fragments out of it. So we'll get to putting it together. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull this pin out and get that wrist pin pulled out of there. I'll get y'all in here so y'all can see a little better. Hold on. Okay, now we're gonna go in here, pull out this keeper and get this little keeper out. Excuse me. Go to the other side. Actually, yeah, we'll get it. Other side pulled out too. Let's see. All right, got the pin out. This there is chewed up pretty bad. This one has just a little bit of damage on it, but I'm not going to put it back in there because if I do, sure enough, something will tear up. And this one has just a little bit of damage. It probably was all right to run, but we're going to swap it out anyway. This piston is just fine. I'm going to run this piston. Did get new rings for it. All right. Get the new rings here. open this up and see what we got here. Let's top one off. I do need to clean that up. Just trying to make sure I get all the right ones in the right places. I know one of these has a chamfer. Oh, I don't want to come out of there. There we go. All right. I can't tell which one had the chamfer. But not near as defined as this one here, or the new ones. I cannot. It looks like lower one. I will have to look that up. All right, I'll be right back. We're going to pull this oil ring out, and then we'll come back. Just gotta find the edge or the end. Hope y'all got better lighting than I do. All right, all of those pulled out. We'll get this thing in polish, and we'll look up which one goes where. I don't remember. All right, we'll be right back. All right, quick Google search or a quick clean on this, and a quick Google search tells me that the one with the chamfer goes in the middle, and with the chamfer on the bottom. So anyway, we'll get these oil and ring done first. I learned definitely do that one first, and then come with these second, the ones that hold it in. Makes a difference. Hold on. That one's getting on top of that other one. Make sure it's all sitting in there correctly. You want to kind of stagger your joints out. Don't want them to line up. Heard lots of different people say different things on how far staggered they need to be, and then some people just say it just as long as they're staggered. Different people have different things. Some people say exactly where they got to be. So we get these things put on here. All right, all those are placed on there with the new rod. Got our new rod. Grab our assembly lube. Be right back. Okay. A little bit of assembly lube on this wrist pin, or a lot, whichever. A little bit drop in here. All right, got that together. I went ahead and bought new little clips here just because I was afraid other ones, as I pulled them out, they might shoot off and I might lose them. So, but you know what? They were 99 cents. So I just went ahead and got them. Oh, that took a little bit. That in there. Those are pretty strong. All right, they're in there. That one's in there. All right, make it's fully seated. Another one. All right, that one's back together. Set him over here. Let's start building the next one. Oh, when you order these pistons from Parts Tree, they come with rings. I did not know that, so I got an extra set of rings. So we'll see. Figure out if we're going to send those back or just put those on the shelf for some other time. Hopefully, there's not another time, but you know. Well, ain't that sucker pretty? Brand new. Sure, that gets down into that groove. All the way around. There we go. Clipped in there. That one's in there. Okay. Oh. We got our little tool here. Press these. And then we'll go in. There we go. We're going to give that one last click. So we'll pull this apart and start dropping it in there. You know what? I better do the other side first. Better do this other side first because it's the one in the back. Be easier to do it first. Alright, so this has a chamfer on this. I better look and make sure I get this in the... I'm not sure if the chamfer goes towards there or you need to have it lined up with this. So this is pointing, the arrow should point towards the flywheel. I need to make sure this is in the right position. All right, I gotta look that up. I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't find a definitive answer, but looking at where this one was, I know it was, damage was on this side. So the chamfer was towards the back. So arrow points forward. I've got it backwards. I'm going to pull this pin back out, swap it around, and I'm going to say this one. So arrow towards back, piston's on the outside against this other side. I don't know that that's right. One of these is wrong. Because if I put that chamfer against that, yeah, no, that'd be right. So we're going to call this one wrong. We're going to swap that out. What I was looking at, the inside here, the red, what this would be rubbing against. I was making sure that it wouldn't come up into here, but it will hit here. That's high enough. It'll hit here. And it feels like it may not be. Yeah, it's not a straight up and down, so it probably needs that chamfer up against it. So we'll put the chamfer on the outside of each side, each one. Hope y'all get that and understand my reasoning. But I did not see anything talking about that. I'm sure there's a manual somewhere. I did some reading, more research. Found it. I can't get the pin out. Alright, got that in there. Okay. Put our ring compressor on here. Press these rings down. Get this thing back together. There we go. Alright. Towards the front, chamfer towards the front. And let's slide this sucker in here. Just a little past. Starts there. Yeah, this is lining up where it's supposed to. All looks good. It just fell in there. Alright. So we can get this turned so y'all can see what's going on. Chop turn. Alright. Then you're tapping it down. Alright. Come in contact down there. We'll go back on here. Put some assembly lube on here. I didn't put assembly lube on that one. I probably should have, but once I spin that around once, and it's going to all come in contact. This stuff's going to be all over everything. I'm trying to stay out of y'all's way. Y'all can see what I'm doing, but it makes it hard for me to see what I'm doing. Alrighty. That started. All right. Real nice and gentle. Alrighty. Get this thing turning the right way. All right. That's that. All right, let's go in with the other one. All right, that's back together. Everything's spinning good. Put a little bit of oil in these cylinders as we go back together. I'll spray some just a PB blaster in there just to satisfy make sure it's all lubed up good. All right, that's the time to assemble everything else. Got our cam. Get the sucker put back in here. All right. Oh, there's a little dot in that tooth. Got a dot here. Clear cam. And line it up back there. Line it up dot and dot. Well, that's all good. All right. Make sure we don't have any debris left in here. All right. I guess we can get this case back on here. Need to be able to put some sealant on this. We'll go grab that sealant. Get all the old sealant off of here first. All right. I think that's going to get it. And let's put these, go up in these. Put just a little bit of this. These little guides for the push rods. This lube is really slick. Wow, that was tough. Got it in there. Where did I put the last one? There it is. Knew it was in there. All right. Got all this pushed in there now. Now, this thing turn back around with my dot there turned up. So my dots and both line up, and I got stuff on my touch this a couple places. It's still good. All right, I slide this thing on there. I'll hold in place. So all the way back in. All right, now it says to run these down finger tight, but we're just going to run them down. All right. Oh, that's all together, and we'll move on to putting this head on. Drop our push rods down in. Well, I have to put the head on first, excuse me. So, drop this on. Got my gasket on here. I dropped on. And sure we drop these down into those little deals that ride on the cam. All right, got those down in there. We're bolting our head back down. Trying to remember which ones go where. Shorter ones, you can kind of tell. You drop them in there and they still sticking out like that there. That's the ones that go there. If you drop them into one of the other spots, they go all the way down. So you only have a few threads, but all right, let's look up the specs on this. Make sure we have them torqued down correctly. And then we'll move on to the other side. I guess, well, no, we'll get this one done. and we'll move to the other side, and I can show you all the actual assembly over there. All right, be right back. Okay, I got the torque specs. What I come up with for the head was 33.9. So we're going to set it to 34. Here's the way this one is. It's probably going to be closer to, well, I can get 34, I think. All right, here we go. I'm going to grab the right one socket. All right. I'm going to start right here in this center one, and then do a star pattern from there. Right there on that one. That's not very tight. I don't know if I trust that. That was not very tight. All right, but that's what it said, so that's what we're going to go with. Then we're going to start putting these back on. These rockers on. a little bit. Struggle to get that in there. I'll loosely put that nut on there. I'll show y'all real quick. These these are made. See, that's kind of eccentric. So this bolt catches that, and as you turn it, it will set your tension on here. So you gotta put it in there loosely, and then come back and tighten it down. Like, get your filler gauge and all that, and tighten it down. Get your rod underneath here. Matters which way that goes, apparently. Yep. Matters which way it goes through that hole. Alright, that was not mean while I was having trouble. Couldn't get it in. Yep. It's a lot easier when you go the right direction. Sorry, right. There we go. Finally got everything lined up just right. Let's put this lock one on there, and now we'll get our filler gauge and we'll get everything set correctly. All right, y'all hold on. I don't know where that camera shut off, but got this one here. We got pretty loose. Tighten this cam down, just like we did on the other side. Don't take much. Dragging right there. Work that in. One. Be careful, it don't take much and you're no longer in spec. Alright, we're really close with that. Turn it over a couple times. And it's this one is grabbing a little bit. This one is not. That one's too loose. All right, that's done. Okay, now we can put the valve covers back on, tighten those down, and then it's ready for final assembly. Whew, get everything else assembled. We need to go back and tighten all these down. Then over that hour mark. Start right here. There we go. right. That's all tightened down. Get these valve covers on here. So that one put on. Alrighty. It's all assembled. Alright. Got the intake gaskets here. Put those on. Start assembling all this back together. I don't know how far I'm going to go tonight. Let's see. May want to put this thing on here first. I'm pry that sucker open before I do that. There we go. Alright. Get all this gasket off of these. A scraper. Alright. Got all that off. Sure, new gaskets are sitting on here correctly. Look at this here. That vent down. So that's chamber vent. Alright, get it down in there, correct? Sitting down right. Find the correct bolts. I think I got that on backwards. No, it's on correct. That wire just doesn't seem right. Maybe that wire's supposed to go underneath. I don't know. Looks a little better. Make sure the gasket's in the right place. Get these bolts back on here now. All right. All right, let's see if we can run these down now. Not with that one. All right. If I remembered how this goes, be doing good. We're going to have to look and see. I wonder how it goes. Whether I don't even know if it goes on up here. I don't think it does. I think that was supposed to have hooked into that. All right, we're going to have to call it a night. I got too many shadows going on. We're almost back together. We're getting close. It's time to put plastics back on, exhaust back on. We're getting close. Okay, well, we're going to call it a night. Come back out here tomorrow and finish this thing up, and hopefully get it back in the mower and get it cranked up. We're moving along pretty good. Pretty happy with progress I was able to make after finally getting out here after working on my air conditioner. It's terrible to air conditioner go out. It's time of year that it's not hot, it's just humid, and I like to be moving some air through the house. We got ceiling fans and everything else on, but anyway, we'll get back out here tomorrow and finish this up. So close. All right, I'm pretty excited. Hope y'all are enjoying this. See you in the morning. All right, we'll be back. Okay, we're back out here. Get this put together. Forgot to hook up this. Goes through here, so I'm going to pull this off. Get that on. Get all these plastics put on. I think everything else could put on while it's in the machine. I believe everything else I can put on while it's in the machine. It's just the cover goes on there. So I think that's what we're about to do. Set it down in there and start getting that assembled back together. All right, about to pick this sucker up and put it in there. Don't tip the table over on me. Alrighty. Alright, it's down in place. Gotta get everything hooked back up. Here we go with that. Get this pulley put on the bottom while I can still move it around. Not much be able to show y'all there, but there's stuff in the way. It has to be kind of slid over to one side to get that pulley on there. Get that put on there, and then we'll get it bolted down in the correct place and hook everything up. All right, stay tuned. I'll be right back after I get under there, get that done. Okay, we got the underneath taken care of. And we're going to come up the top, start putting everything back together up here. Before I forget, we're going to throw the fuel filter back on here. Find something that resembles wool. Because what's in that pan does not resemble wool. On that. This thing mounts sideways, so I'm not going to try to fill it. All right. Filler neck. And bolt on when I bolt the cover on. All right. I'm just checking my bolts, make sure everything's there. We'll get this negative hooked up, and then we'll hook up the or put in the oil, and then we'll be ready to, or we'll have to hook up the throttle and the choke. Get those hooked up. That's what the rest is. All right. Throw some oil in it. Hold on, I'm going to check manual, see how much oil. All right, manual says 2.1 liters when you filled the filter. I can't tell where we're at. All right, we're going to check it out. It appears to be full. Fire it up. It's 4.73 liters. I think I've used about half of it. All right, let's get our cables hooked up here, back here. Let's see. Throttle was on bottom. Choke was on top. All right, it's operating completely. All right, well, I'm going to jump on this thing and start it, see what happens. All right, I'll just hold on. All right, let's pull these old spark plugs out, put our new ones in. All right. Now, I bet that's going to make a difference. Let's try this out. All right. Brake on. Choke pulled. That sounded like timing off. Well, shit. All right, we'll be back later. All right, I don't know what I did wrong. I know I lined all that up. I don't know. No, I had the timing marks lined up. That sure sounded like timing off. It backfired. All right. We'll be back. Okay, well, as I edited the video and I noticed there's a gap from when I was trying to start it and had the backfire and was thinking timing's off or something's wrong, to where the rest of the video that I shot, where I finally got it running. So I pulled the motor back out, pulled it back apart, checked my timing marks, everything was good. Checked everything, made sure everything was good, put it all back together, put it back in. Something still didn't seem right. In the meantime, ended up broke the choke, plastic little piece on the choke on the carburetor. So I had to buy a new carburetor. But the new carburetor came with a new fuel pump. Put the new fuel pump on there. But got it all put back together, and still I wasn't firing off right. Wasn't doing something didn't seem right. It didn't really seem like it wasn't backfiring anymore. Something didn't seem right. I don't know. I never did figure out why it backfired in the first place. But anyway, I could spray a little spray in there, and I could get it to start and kind of run. And then as soon as it burned off all the spray, nothing. It'd do a little spray and it'd keep going. I fought it. Finally, I talked to a buddy of mine who owns a lawn and garden place, and he said, well, make sure you're getting vacuum off the crankcase that runs that fuel pump. So I got looking into the fuel pump, put my finger over the hose that comes out of the crankcase, could feel just a little bit of pressure being pulled on that. So, okay. So it's pulling. So I unhooked the hose coming out of the fuel pump, put it into a bottle to check to see if it's pumping. It wasn't pumping. So then I pull it off before the fuel pump, and I'm getting a little bit of fuel out. So I'll go ahead and change out the fuel filter, put a clear fuel filter on there. Now I can see I'm getting fuel into there, gravity out of the tank, getting it to there, hook it up to the fuel pump, turn it back on, and I can see that there's no more fuel in the filter, but it's not pumping it out into the bottle. So I'm thinking, oh, that's something wrong. I got looking at the new fuel pump a little closer, and it has arrows on it pointing the wrong way. The pump pumps the opposite direction as the old one. I hooked it all up the same way the old one came off. It pumps the opposite direction. So I hooked it all back up according to the arrows on the pump. Started right up, and you'll see it starts up and runs. Thing runs great now. So all that I did, spent so much time, and I got so frustrated, I just stopped messing with it. Of course, we had the holidays, and then we've had some bad weather. I don't have a heated shop or anything to work in, so I just didn't work on it. And I've thought about it. It's kept me up at night. I've thought about it, and I've just drove me crazy. I'd come out here and I'd just tinker with it, just look at it and try to think what's going on. And finally, once I just paid attention to the direction of that pump, it works. I can't mount the pump onto the side of the plastics on that because the way the hoses run, I guess I cut some longer hoses and loop them around and make it work, make it fit on there, but it's not going to hurt anything sitting where it is. It's not, that pump ain't heavy enough to pull on anything. So it's running, and you'll see my video. I'll start it up and we'll take off in it. All right. So hope y'all enjoy this. Hope this explanation helps, and we'll talk to you later. All right. Continue watching the video, and we'll see how well it does. All right. Bye. Well, after a whole lot of messing around, fighting it, realized the cheap fuel pump that come from Amazon pumps opposite direction as the factory one. So I had it hooked up wrong. I finally got that hooked up right, and let's see how it does. Looks like that did it. It's running. We'll give it a shot and see how well it does. Man, just fighting and trying to figure out what was going on. Just wasn't getting fuel. Should have checked that a long time ago. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy this. Hit that like button, share it, and throw me a comment. Tell me how dumb I was not to check the fuel. But anyway, it's working now, so we're back at it. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye.